Peter Lowe is a New Yorker, a literary agent, and a self-absorbed yuppie. His life has been largely devoid of anything but work, casual relationships, and regular visits to his therapist, Dr. Glazer. Peter brings home a girl named Jackie from a club, but their moment is interrupted when a bat flies through the window. He later tells Dr. Glazer that the encounter with the bat somehow aroused him. At the office, Peter harasses his secretary, Alva Restrepo, insistently demanding that she find some insignificant, long-lost document. At a nightclub, Peter meets a mysterious woman named Rachel and takes her home. In bed, she bares her vampire fangs and sinks them into his neck, and Peter succumbs to the ordeal as she drinks his blood. In the morning, his neck appears unharmed, but he cuts it with a razor and covers it with a bandage. He serves himself coffee and engages in a conversation with a non-existent Rachel, furthering his doubts about the reality of what happened. During a visit to an art museum with Jackie, Peter abruptly abandons her, after which she leaves him an angry message. At a therapist's appointment, he pretends not to remember the bat incident and continues to bully Alva when she can't find the missing contract. His instability leads to public breakdowns, and he calls Jackie to apologize, setting up a new date. But as he's about to leave, Rachel appears again, seduces him into bed, and draws his blood, while a distraught Jackie leaves an angry note asking him to stay away. At the office, an increasingly unpredictable Peter chases Alva to the bathroom, laughs about what happened to his colleagues, but continues to humiliate and intimidate her. Finding Jackie's note, he smashes his apartment in a fit of rage and frightens Dr. Glazer with strange speech. Becoming sensitive to light, he begins wearing dark glasses indoors and collapses outside at the sight of a crucifix. Believing the bandage on his neck to be Rachel's bite, Peter becomes increasingly convinced that she comes to him at night to feed on his blood. His behavior becomes increasingly erratic, including eating cockroaches. Alva stays home, avoiding the increasingly frightening Peter, but he comes to her door and forces her to return to work. She confides in her brother Emilio, who gives her blanks for the pistol she keeps in her bag. Peter stops seeing his reflection in mirrors due to his deteriorating mental state and chases Alva around the building after work. Begging her to shoot him, he forces himself on her, simultaneously seeing Rachel in her. Overcome by madness, he shoots himself in the mouth, believing his supposed transformation saved his life. Convinced he has become a vampire, Peter buys cheap fangs and catches pigeons to feed on in the ruined apartment he has transformed into a gloomy lair. He sleeps under an overturned sofa, as if in a makeshift coffin, and goes out into the city at night wearing plastic fangs, mimicking the mannerisms of Orlok from the film Nosferatu. He attempts to seduce a woman, then attacks her with his own teeth, leaving her bloodied and unconscious. He hallucinates Rachel dismissively abandoning him for another. On the dance floor, he encounters the real Rachel, who seems to be remembering their previous encounter. Peter tries to force her to show him her fangs, but security drags him away. Wandering the streets at night, covered in blood, he begs passers-by to end his torment with a wooden stake, while newspaper headlines report that the woman he attacked has died. He experiences a hallucinatory therapy session with Dr. Glazer, who mockingly discusses his crimes and introduces him to a fictitious patient named Sharon, who is supposedly a romantic match. A shocked Alva tells Emilio about the attack, and together they find Peter, who returns to the apartment with an imaginary Sharon, where his fantasy devolves into a heated argument. Emilio enters and confronts Peter, who hands him a wooden shard and allows himself to be impaled. Before his death, Peter sees the image of the vampire Rachel one last time.